Alrighty, so it is August 4th, 2015. We are in week number 6 of 14, meet prep. This was heavy bench press day. The prescription called for 3 sets of 5 at 245 pounds. I went ahead and pushed that up to 5 sets of 5 at 245. The weight moved pretty comfortably on this day. I was a little surprised at how it felt on set 1. That first set always feels a little heavier than you anticipate. But once I got my nervous system kind of acclimated to that weight, sets 2, 3, 4, and 5 felt really, really strong. The main focus of today was really just try to keep it in that groove on every set. I didn't want to overthink the technique and the tucking and flaring of elbows and all that. I just tried to keep my glutes tight. I've abandoned the practice of trying to roll the weight into my chest and contract my lats. It really throws me off. I'm able to feel tightness in my lats. I'm able to feel them tight at the bottom of the movement, and I'm able to feel them when I go for the press. I think I'm satisfied with that. Just feels like rowing the weight in and really contracting my lats on the way down. When I have to switch gears and turn it into a press, it's harder to reverse the momentum of the bar. I don't know. That's just my personal take on it. Perhaps I need more time with the technique and more practice. But for now, back feels tight at the bottom. Weight's moving nice. I have the sensation that it's a full body press. I know it looks like my glutes are popping up there. If you can look a little closer, you'll see they're actually still on the bench. But when I squeeze my glutes, my hips really get a good lift. I got pretty large glutes, and I'm able to keep them in contact with the bench and still get a pretty good hip height when I contract them. So in any case, I think this is set number 3 of 5. Again, weight staying in the groove feels good. I've settled with my grip width. I'm middle finger on the line. It's a good balance for me between pecs and triceps. As you can see here, even the 5th rep moved pretty decent. And I'm getting towards the end of my set, and I'm actually overshooting the volume by 2 to 3 sets more than what I should actually be doing. I think this is my 4th and final set here. Or 5th and final set. I'm getting better and better at keeping the shoulder blades together. Definitely a lot easier on the front delts when I'm able to keep the shoulder blades pinned back pretty tight. I've also abandoned the practice of wearing elbow sleeves. I feel like I'm getting a little pop out of the hole with them, and that's not an advantage I'll be able to enjoy at the meet, so no sense in training with those now. Okay, so this would be the 5th and final set. I did not analyze the bar path with the Iron Path app, but I'm not overanalyzing these lifts anymore. If it's in the groove, it feels right, and the weight moves well. I'm not going to break down bar path and beat myself up over it if I'm getting a little out of the groove. The weight feels good. I got a decent J curve to it at the top, and that's good enough for me. So after I finished up my 5th set, I decided to go with some static holds. I started with 315, which is the weight I'd like to bench at the meet. So I gave it a good 8 to 10 second hold. I do bend my elbows slightly, I engage my lats heavily, and I keep my glutes tight and my core braced. It's shallow breathing all the way through these 10 seconds. The idea here is that the body does get strong through isometric contractions. You don't necessarily need a full range of motion to trigger an adaptive response in muscle, so why not load up the bar at the end of the working sets, give a good 2 or 3 sets of isometric hold, and in a few weeks I think I'll be able to see if that has any actual carryover. I've heard really good things from experienced lifters. I will say that I had a pretty unbelievable pump after the 3rd set, considering muscles didn't really move through any range of motion and filled up with that volume of blood. That tells me something's working in those muscles, something's firing. I went up to 335 for 2 sets of 8. 8 to 10-second holds. That's 20 pounds more than what I'd like to lift at the meet. I'd like to eventually work these up to around 350 pounds and get solid 10-second holds out of them, with the elbows slightly bent. I'm probably going to just stick with these isometric holds and pauses on heavy bench day, and then on my light bench day is where I'll execute incline, bench, and dumbbell work and flies. I am also incorporating some close grip bench at the end of my heavy bench day. 3 sets of 5 with about 70% of my 1 rep max. Real slow on the negative, real explosive on the press. And let me tell you, those isometric holds, man, they sneak up on you. They start off real easy, and about 5-6 seconds into it, you feel it start driving you down. You feel the muscles start shaking, trembling, and the weight begins to descend. You really want to get that back on the rack before the weight begins to descend, or you will have no chance of re-racking that weight. You see I set the pins real high, only about 6 inches under the bar, just in case it got away from me. I think this is my final set here of 335. I'm real excited about how these felt. I like the challenge of keeping it in the groove. You'd be surprised how that weight wants to move back and forth and jump out of the groove. So it really does take a lot of focus and effort to keep it there. We'll continue with this another 3 to 4 weeks and see if we have any measurable change. That wraps up today's bench workout. Thanks for watching.